Hi guys, so I'm frankly getting a little bit tired with Nick Ferrari and his crap. He has been attacking trade unions for years, he's been suggesting people who want to work from home are lazy, and he's taken potshots at pretty much anybody who isn't called Nick Ferrari. As it looks like teachers and other professionals are planning to join rail workers and take industrial action, Ferrari attempts to gaslight his listeners with the idea that nobody went into teaching to be rich, so why don't they just accept low wages and bad working conditions? Have a listen to this.
I don't offer this as a justification, but I doubt anybody goes into teaching thinking they're going to become rich. They're going to become rich emotionally, rich with fantastic relationships they build up with youngsters as they see them go forward, and of course then they come back and they say, thank you very much indeed for all the help you gave me, I've now got a fantastic career, I've got this, I've got that and the other. A sort of enrichment beyond financial means. But are people really now, I don't want to be a teacher, there's just not enough money in it?
Yes, they are, because of a frigging cost of living crisis. This idea that, oh, well, I'm not going to do the job unless I become a millionaire. Very few jobs provide you the access to status of millionaire. Okay, maybe talk show host or something like that does, but generally most jobs don't provide that. And people don't get into teaching to be rich. If they did, then they're obviously in the wrong profession and they need their head examined, because nobody really thinks that. But Nick Ferrari is suggesting there's only two possibilities. You work for free or you're a millionaire. They're the only two possibilities. So you work for free, so then you live off what? Claps, like the NHS. You live off, generosity? Prana or something. What is it? You don't actually live off wages. Like, you shouldn't actually ask for money because you're doing it because you like it, because you want to give something back to society. You want to encourage young people to find, to have a dream and follow that dream. So by doing that, you don't need actually to live yourself. You don't need money to pay your bills and stuff. Like, this is a sort of argument that even back before the cost of living crisis is ridiculous. But it's even more ridiculous now that there are people who have to leave teaching, medicine, even barristers are having to decide, okay, I can't do this anymore because I can't afford to live on these wages. It's not enough. If my rent is going up, if the cost of living in general is going up, and my wages are not going up enough to match that, then I'm faced with a choice. Do I do the job I love and end up destitute, or do I find a different job? Always with a heavy heart, because I wanted to do teaching or I wanted to be a carer, but I can't afford to do that. Once again, this is a ridiculous argument that was probably presented as something legitimate back before the cost of living crisis, but now it's just beyond ridiculous.
Well, again, I'm not seeking this as a justification, but it's like saying, do you know what? I'm a nurse. There's not a lot of money in it, is there? Well, you don't really go into it for that, do you? I'm not saying that justifies the salaries we pay. Please understand that.
And here's the gaslighting. No, I'm not really saying that you should work for pretty much free, but, you shouldn't complain that it doesn't pay very well. You shouldn't actually try to get something better within that profession, in the sense that you shouldn't fight for something better. You shouldn't fight for better work, better working conditions or better pay. You should just stay where you are.
And what of this idea also from the union leader, that in some instances children are turning up, sitting in class and no teachers are arriving? Has that happened to one of your children, or to your child or one of your children? We'll take your views on that. And how...
Why are children turning up at lessons and there's no teacher? Because the teachers can't continue to work in this way. They can't be expected to live off the wages that don't meet the requirements of life today. They're not enough to live off. And once again, Nick Ferrari is suggesting, well, you should just grin and bear it. It's okay for him. I don't know how much he earns per year. I imagine it's a lot more than what a teacher earns, or a doctor earns, or a firefighter earns, or a rail worker earns. I'm pretty sure it's more than that. So it's very easy for him to sit there in judgment of others and say, well, you know, it doesn't pay well. Well, then you got into that, so that's tough, okay? Maybe you should try and become a LBC host or something like that. That'll pay the bills. Absolutely ridiculous. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.